there was a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Word to your mother.
Hello, everyone. It is the Two Cool Moms. I'm Joe Gatto.
I'm Steve.
And I'm a little bit more peppy than Steve. And why is that, Steven? Somebody had a little too much of the mommy juice last night.
Mommy juice. Mommy indulged. Mommy was overserved last night.
Well, you were
at
here
the
in New
bar.
York. You got together with some pals.
The Comedy Cellar had their Christmas party last night in
Whatever.
April.
Yeah, a couple months later. Yeah.
In April. So they had their holiday party, and I was like fearing it. I knew going into it was going to be like, oh God, the drinks are going to flow. And open bar, it's like, that's all I need to hear.
Yeah.
It was fun.
The drink of choice, was it a rosé or what would you have? A box wine? A nice box wine, like a sippy cup? Pop! Just walking around.
I do my JMO ginger, but it was great just seeing everybody. And I will tell you this, Ronnie Chang, his special Speakeasy, I got to catch up with him last night. It's great.
Oh, great.
Really, really great. I think he's a great comic. And it was a really cool concept because he just did it like in Chinatown in like a really quaint kind of like cool vibe.
Really?
It was really
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
And he looks cool. He's got a tuxedo. It was just, I don't know. I was really
you were feeling it. Yeah.
yeah. I was really I don't know. I was just very happy for him too. It's nice to see people you appreciate succeed.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great for that, because we like
celebrated.
That's it.
A
Did you?
lot. Yeah.
Well, it's good to have people in your corner. That's what we do.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
It's nice to have cheerleaders in life.
Yes.
Like people that will accept you if you're wearing your sunglasses on your hat. Like that doesn't make much sense to me.
Yeah.
But I love it. You get away with it.
You don't put them. Where do you put them? You always go right here.
I normally go here.
Yeah.
I don't wear hats though, so that's not an option for me.
Why don't you wear hats?
Because I look like I look like you do, but you look okay with it. Like you look like a grown up.
No. No. I look like you do, but you look good with it.
Yeah.
No, that's not
You look
how
like
this
a grown up
works.
child. Like a grown up child. Like I don't. My nose doesn't really work with it.
With a hat?
Yeah, it's like a strange. I wear it like when I'm on the ocean, in the ocean, or
Like a sailor's cap?
Sometimes a sailor's cap. When I have to run out of the house in a moment to go get bagels in the morning,
Yeah.
like I'll throw it on. But I don't use it as a style choice like you do. You do it stylistically.
No.
How many hats do you have?
A lot.
See, it's a
I
style
love-
choice. You go
I
out
love
and
hats.
shopping for hats. Yeah.
I like a ball cap. Yeah.
I would love to go ape shit at Lids, but I can't because there's no reason for me to.
Lids is a go-to, a must in the mall.
Yeah.
But Lids is like Starbucks.
Oh,
There's always like 2 or 3 in a mall.
of course.
Yeah.
It's all about multiple locations.
So what's your favorite hat then?
A fedora, and I will wear one when I get a little bit older in life.
See, I think I told you this. I wore a fedora to the Comedy Store, and I got made fun of so bad I never wore it again.
That checks out. Yeah. I mean, I will not look good in a fedora, but I just feel like there's something about.
You can look good in a fedora.
I surprised myself with a couple of them, but I think I have more of a fedora-shaped head than I do of a cap.
A ball cap.
A ball cap, yeah.
Yeah, I like a good fedora, but I think you have to be a certain age.
Yeah.
Like a 20-year-old doesn't.
No,
like,
a specific type of 20-year-old looks great in a fedora.
yeah.
Somebody that can pull off a fedora.
But that's
there's
also
always-
like seeing I don't know, when you see like a 2-year-old with glasses or like a 60-year-old with braces, you're like, what the fuck?
Oh, old
You
people
know what
with
I mean?
braces?
That's
That is-
weird, right?
That is unnatural.
I don't like that.
Why do you still have your real teeth, first of all? Second of all,
Yeah, it's like, what, you going to straighten them for the last like 6 years before you get the dents?
I am just remembering something. You blew my mind. When I was younger, I used to go to the orthodontist, Dr. Sakaro.
Yeah.
And I used to hate his waiting room because it always smelled funny to me. And there was always, I guess we were on the same cycle. So a lot of times, like our menstrual cycles syncs up. I was on the same cycle as a guy for his checkups, and he was an older man. He was like, he was older to me, but he was probably like in his 40s, 30s, 40s, probably 40s. And he had braces. And I always just stared at him in the waiting room the whole time. I just like looked at him.
Yeah. It's always a creepy look.
Weird, yeah.
Yeah.
A baby with glasses throws me off a little too.
A baby with
like in a Bjorn, like walking around with the glasses.
it's like I get it, but it's still like little professor.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, it's like
I do
poor
like
kid.
when they look like little gentlemen or madams, like they have their little it's like it's something proper. You can have fun with a frame with a kid that you can't have fun with as an adult.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could have like a square tortoise shell and like he looks cool. It's like, yeah. You know what I mean? Like Boss Baby did that.
Boss.
Do you have any do you need any corrective lenses? Or how's your eyesight?
I wear contacts. Yeah. I wear contact lenses.
I did not know this.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
For how long? Your whole life?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, what's
I
his name?
have bad vision.
Terrible, yeah.
Like if I lost my contacts,
You're one of these? You're like a Mr. Magoo, like looking around for it?
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's not good. Thick glasses, and I got a new pair of glasses recently, and I wore them out, and my one buddy goes, "Holy shit!" I was like, "All right, I'll just put this next to the fucking fedora that I got."
I
Oh, for
want
two.
a
I'm gonna
picture
look-
of you in your glasses and a fedora. Please send it.
I'll send it
And
to
we'll
you.
post it on the Two Cool Moms.
Okay, I will.
Instagram. That'd be great.
As soon as I get home,
That's what I want. I want you and your big thick glasses with your fedora on, and just like so. And don't do that thing where you're trying to make a dorky face. Try to sell it. Like try to
Okay.
sell it as a look.
I'll try to sell
I
it.
think you'll get
I'll
it.
do my best, but I like the hat.
Yeah.
I like the hat, and it's in my closet. And I go to the mirror sometimes. I put it on. I'm like, I like it, but I don't want to get made fun of.
Could you wear it when we're on the road together next week?
No,
I won't make fun of you. I'll support you.
I know, but it's still like you don't. Then now you're put in a trap.
Yeah.
Where you're like supporting something that might not.
That's the worst. Where you have to
Yeah.
support a friend
No,
and you
no,
know
you
it's
look good.
it's not. I'm not that kind of person though. I will. I'll go.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know.
Oh, that's not for you. That's a big sentence of mine. That's not for you.
We were talking about my driving the other day, and it stayed with me all day.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I was like, you know what? They didn't mention the fucking 15 times I put my hazards on to say thank you. Boop. And I blink them and I say
And I've
thank
also
you.
never heard of that.
I always do that.
I've never heard of a hazard blink.
When somebody lets me merge in, I always shoot them the hazard lights to say thank you, and I give a wave just in case I'm doubling down
Okay.
on the gratitude, and nobody recognized that.
Yeah, but you're doing it like
I
because
cut off one person.
it's kind of like a thief that puts an
Nobody-
extra $1 in the church basket. Like you're still doing something wrong and you're trying to.
But merging?
No, like you the blinker thing. Okay, that's your plus, but it's because of your mindness is why you're doing it. You know.
Our first question.
You're a good driver, Steve.
I thought you flashed lights to say thank you.
The beams?
You think high beams? Oh, flashing the high beams says thank you. No, let's get out of my way.
That's a
They're also behind you, so they don't see your headlights. Thank you for chiming in,
yeah.
Jiggy.
Yeah. Just go get another pizza, you dipshit. What were you gonna say?
According to the internet, flashing your hazards twice is a sign of thank you on the road.
Ah, well, I stand corrected.
Well, this mama taught another mama.
This mama bear learned a lesson
little
today.
son today.
That's it. I'm fine, and I'm fine with it. I'm always evolving as a person.
But I have been known on occasion.
Did you run a
I'm
guy
being
into
accountable?
Did you run a guy into a ditch once?
No.
No, I'm just kidding.
What the fuck? That'd be horrible.
Just started.
Oh my
Did you get so angry once that you ran a guy into a ditch and flipped him off and then flashed your blinkers at him?
Fuck yeah.
And then you flashed the hazard 3 times?
I pulled over.
Tick, tick, tick.
Oh god, that's crazy. All right. Okay, this is coming to us from Sarah. Two cool moms, my partner of 28 years, left me and our 2 children for 8 months, though he was still sending money. And then decided to come back like nothing happened. I can't forgive him, and now he won't leave. I don't have a lot of savings, and divorce would deplete every penny I have. How can I get him to agree to arbitration, the less expensive option in our state, and end this marriage when it seems like he is perfectly content? That is crazy. That's a lot to unpack.
That is.
So they've been together 28 years.
He dips for 8 months.
8 months. They got 2 kids.
Comes back and is like, honey, I'm home. Okay. Okay, so this is blowing my mind. Like,
That is
knock,
crazy.
knock, who's there? Daddy's home. Like, what is that? Come on in.
Hey, where were you? What's for dinner? But what happened? Hey, you got a soccer trophy. But Dad, what's going on?
Good for you. You guys won the championship. Yeah, Dad, it was a 6-month rally. And you missed it all.
That is insane.
You come back there. There's a good chance. There's a 30% chance, 27.5% chance that kid had a birthday.
Oh yeah.
While you were gone. That kid is
yeah.
older when you came home.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's bananas.
You left a 5-year-old and came home to a 6-year-old.
Like unless you're on deployment serving the country.
No, but this makes it sound like I was like, I'll be right back. Or not even that. It was like, I'm out. And then it's like, nah, changed my mind. I'm back.
Yeah.
Okay, so, well, you're in a pickle.
And I don't blame her
Yep.
for wanting him to bolt. Like the relationship's over.
She made her decision.
Yeah.
Right? She's made her decision.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be any guilt there. You've done what you feel is right for you.
But how do you get him to arbitration?
I really honestly
divorce?
think this is a legal issue, but I'm pretty sure you probably have a lot of rights, and you could probably get some pro bono work to help you in this situation, because it seems like it would be somebody that would help you, because maybe even the arbitrator, because arbitration normally happens to someone of a legal stance and ends up getting paid eventually anyway. So the first thing I would do is probably get a free consultation. You get free consultations anywhere from a lawyer that knows better than us.
Sure, yeah.
But there's got to be something you could do here. You can't be this powerless.
Yeah, but
And also, divorce doesn't have to be that expensive. Go to like divorce.com and get a certificate. Isn't that how it works?
well,
Can you go like? Doesn't
you just make that up?
No, doesn't like what is that?
Divorce?
LegalZoom. Like can't. I'm sure they have
LegalZoom.
Open up LegalZoom. See if they have a divorce section.
That sounds bananas to me.
I'm pretty sure you could do discounted divorces.
Come on, on LegalZoom?
Maybe.
Because I guess if you can't do divorce, what would you do on LegalZoom? It's not like you're
No,
gonna...
LegalZoom's like a site where you get like it has a. It's like it was to give access to legal services to people that couldn't afford.
Right.
You know, it's like a pooling thing, right? So there's nothing.
No, LegalZoom is to set up an LLC, but you can do. It seems like there's a lot of free consultations. Just typing in divorce advice. Everything's free consultation.
Okay.
So you can at least ask the question.
Okay, great.
Free.
I don't appreciate the first part of that where you had to yell at me about LegalZoom being something else.
why the tone?
The
Why
tone. There was a tone there.
There was an attitude.
And I made a mistake. And again, that's my
came
second
from.
mistake, and I'm sorry. I learned something.
I'll make sure to make it even more heavy next time.
Okay.
I'll be worse about it.
Great.
in the
Let's
future.
unplug that mic. The problem is
You don't get the hazards.
the problem is he's in charge of what's plugged and unplugged. I don't know how to do any of it.
But I agree with you. There's got to be some way legally for her. She can't be stuck and mired in a horrible relationship that you don't want to be in.
And also, you got to do what's right for you got a kid here, right? You got a child to worry about.
Two kids.
Two kids, she said. Yeah.
Oh my
so
God,
you get the
that's
family.
bananas. To like the audacity to just
Come
go
back
somebody
in.
for 8 months and then come back like. And obviously, it's for somebody else.
That didn't work out. Is my immediate assumption.
It has to be.
Yeah, that's my immediate assumption. Tried something, didn't work out, came back. I was like, this is my plan B is working.
Yeah, I mean that never makes the other person feel good ever.
Even if
Ever.
the flip of that is okay. Let's give the guy the benefit of the doubt. Okay, give the guy the benefit of the doubt. He realized, let's say, maybe it was working out, and he was like, oh, forget it. There's no way this isn't right. Doesn't feel right in my heart. I have a family. I have to go back. If he didn't come into that door with that attitude and demeanor and being like, I messed up. What can I do to make this right?
Right. Yeah, you got to eat some crow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that door should just be bolted, and sorry, you're out. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then why did she let him just mosey on in the first place, too, right?
True.
It's her problem.
He probably moseyed in. You're right.
It's her fault.
He probably.
What did you
mosey.
do wrong to make him leave for 8 months?
I think you're picking up from the wrong handle. He might. He definitely moseyed though. I feel like he came in like holding like a bag. He probably had a cowboy hat on at this point and just came in and was like, "I'm back," and went and got a beer.
But did not even like show up with like birthday gifts or like Christmas or anything. Like, hey guys, I missed a lot.
He definitely missed. I miss. That is 8 months. Okay.
Yeah.
Is 3/4 of the year.
Yeah, pretty much just shy.
A lot happens there.
A lot.
And if you're going
That's a school year.
Exactly. But and if you're leaving from like February, March, April, if that's what you're missing, you're not missing much. You know, that's when there's nothing really going on the calendar.
Right.
Otherwise, you're missing 4th of July, you're missing barbecues, you're missing Thanksgivings, you're missing birthdays, you're missing Christmases and or Kwanzas and or Hanukkahs, whatever you celebrate, or all of them.
Almost.
What
He
we're saying
almost
is these
missed
kids
all
are
the holidays.
These kids are owed gifts.
For sure. I feel bad for these kids.
Yeah, all
That's
right.
crazy to
All right.
not even acknowledge.
All right. So I guess the takeaway is Google, go to the internet, find some free legal advice from somebody in your town, and start there.
There's got to be somebody.
And I wish you the best. I hope that works out for you. That seems like a bad reality. So I'll send you love, and I hope you get to figure it out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just, I don't know. It's like gut wrenching to read that.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry that was the first one we dipped into.
Yeah, that's fine. But hey, we're here to
why we're here.
try to add some humor and reflection, and I think we missed on both of those.
0 for 2. Okay. Oh God. Okay. I need help as a mom. This is Mary.
Okay.
Marie.
Yeah, Maria. That's
Marie with an E, right? Marie.
Oh, that's an E.
Yeah.
That's Marie.
Okay. Miss
I
Marie.
don't have my glasses on. You have contacts. I don't
Sorry.
know why you're asking me how to read.
I need help as a mom To a girl, teen, her attitude is off the chain, but she is also one of the sweetest people you'll meet. The attitude is affecting her social life because she comes off as rude to her classmates, but she says she isn't trying to be and doesn't know she's being that way. Ooh, that's a tough one because that's when it all happens. I think when you're a teenager, especially your early teen years, you are the worst version of yourself.
That's an interesting perspective.
I was horrible to my parents, to my brother, an absolute nightmare.
I find that more with boys because the moans are kicking in.
Oh yeah.
You know, you got the whores coming in, and I think
Sorry,
hormones. I abbreviated it both ways. Okay. It doesn't sound right either way.
No,
so I'll just say the full word. Yeah. I feel like the hormones really jack up boys because I actually have a twin niece and nephew, boy and girl, and I saw them in their teen. You know, they're 17, 18 now, but I saw them during their puberty years, and you could see. And the thing that I feel like it always manifests itself with me. I had a quick wit and a sharp tongue, and I was like mean but funny,
right? Except
to the person I was talking to.
Right.
So that was like a thing I had to adjust. It got brought to my attention from some people I cared about. And I was like, oh, I'm not, I didn't feel like I was doing something wrong.
Right.
When it was brought to my attention, I found a way to self-correct it. Now, it seems like the daughter doesn't realize she's doing that, so she doesn't have the tools to cope with it or self-adjust.
Right. So
that's what you have to do there. You got to give her a little bit of guidance, I think.
Yeah, it also sounds like her friends have called her out on this behavior, too.
And then it's becoming a lack of friends.
Yeah, right.
So, you know, reality does.
That's the good lesson, though.
That's
the lesson.
Yes.
In there, it's just like, you know, if you go around shooting off your mouth or whatever, you know, in school, eventually somebody's probably going to smack you around a bit,
right?
And you know, then you know, okay, these are the boundaries.
Yes.
And so
consequences to your action.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think she's learning the consequences of her actions. That she's going to lose friendships over this, and eventually. That's got to catch up with you.
Yeah.
You can't just bulldoze through life not being accountable at all.
I think the advice of the mom here, she's asked us for advice how to handle it, I think is conversations with, because it seems like that her daughter is realizing it as well now.
Yeah.
So now what I think the next steps here is to try to equip her with ways to help herself and not come at her just telling what her problem is, but again, coming at her with solutions, because that's what we need to do as parents. We need to help children grow by teaching them, showing them a path.
Right.
They have to grow on their own, but you have to show them, it helps them to point to them in the right direction. So
I'll say this though too, if she's hot, then you get a pass.
So
like hot girls, you can be kind of bitchy, and it's just like, yeah, you're so hot. It's like, okay.
Oh, you know what? Unplug his mic too. I'm just gonna. Yeah, you know, hopefully she's hot is what we're saying. We hope you don't. My God, the worst would be if you had an ugly, bitchy daughter. Oh my God, forget that.
Like if she keeps doing, then get her some touch up, some surgery, so she's like stunning, and then it's like she'll get away with it.
So that's the advice from Steve.
Yeah.
Steve is to get plastic surgery for your rude daughter.
So she's a knockout,
there
right?
You go. It can be rude.
No, but what I mean, to a kid like that, that's brutal. But there are casualties along the way.
100%.
I lost a friendship or two because I was such a oh my God. I think back 14, 15, I'd love to go back and just like smack me around.
Yeah.
Go, what is your problem?
Yeah.
Are you out of your mind?
It's hard because you are going through a lot, and if you're
you
had an older brother, younger brother.
I'm the older.
Yeah, you're right. So your younger brother, did your younger brother go through this? Did you see that happening in your younger brother and try to like coach him to not be that way?
No, because I was so overwhelming. He never even had a chance. So he was just like this little shelter dog, like scared kind of in the corner the whole time. And he was always kind of...
Can I adopt him?
Please get him out of here. But he was, just look, we're all insecure at that age. You're all trying to find your way through it, and you're trying to find your identity. You're breaking free from your parents, and we can all totally get it. But I've already braced myself and my kids for this. I go, there's going to come a time.
She's 9, buddy.
When you're not going to want to talk to me.
Your daughter's 9.
Yeah.
It's creeping in, baby.
It's right there. And I always tell her, I go, just know you can always talk to me. I'm always here for you. Just know that. So I'm laying breadcrumbs for her now, knowing it's coming. But I think that when those things do happen, and my kids have like little spats, I just go, let's take a ride. and I get my daughter, or go take a walk, just her and I, because she's had little moments here and there. It's nothing major, but I don't know. It's something where I think maybe if you isolate her and you're together, or maybe going somewhere, just doing something together and letting her vent and get some things, because, I just think that whole period of time is so difficult for kids.
Yeah.
But and the last thing they want to do is be with you, but the one thing you want to do is be there for them, right?
Right.
But it's almost like you got to kind of let it happen, right?
Yeah. I mean, life will teach her lessons too. We said that. Like, she's going to start seeing she's going to start reaping what gets sowed here. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to get your teeth kicked every now and then.
Good, best of luck to you. I hope that helped a little bit.
Oh God. Okay. This is
It's never good when it starts with "oh God."
this is Tara.
Okay, here he goes.
What do you do when you hear the guy you crush on is getting divorced, but you are still married? Wait. Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me read this again. What do you do when you hear the guy you crush on is getting divorced, but you are still married? Well, you're married.
Yeah. So you don't do anything.
What's the question here?
I don't know.
That you can't do anything. You're married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think? You think you get divorced and the two of you get married together, your crush, and you live happily ever after? That's not how that story
never
goes.
how it, no.
Nobody wrote that book. That book has not been published.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the Lifetime Christmas movie based on this? Called Burning.
Divorcing Clause? You didn't see? Haven't seen Divorcing Clause on Lifetime? It's great. It's a story about a guy whose life falls apart. He gets divorced, and a happily married woman is like, "Oh, I always liked him. I thought he had kind eyes." And she divorces her husband and leaves their 3 kids in the lurch. And the 2 of them get married, and he comes back 8 months later.
Like nothing ever happened.
Starring Danica McKellar, December 25th on Lifetime.
I literally just set it up and you fucking ran with it.
Yeah,
it was great, man. Yeah, I would say that's crazy, Tara. I would hope to God that you appreciate your husband.
Yeah. Maybe maybe it's just telling you to take a look at your situation. Maybe you're not happy if that thought's coming to your mind, or it might just be a fleeting thought. But
it's okay to have a crush on somebody, I guess, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's
100%.
fine.
Bucket lists, crushes, hall pass, all that stuff is fun to think about. But if it's going to manifest itself into something, you really need to take a look inside and really figure out how you're feeling.
All right, that was a odd one. Yeah,
we get odd ones. I like odd ones.
Okay, this is I don't know how to say this. Latte.
Yes.
Latea?
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 Yeah, Latea. Let's say a Latea.
Yee, I got a quick question for the pod. Yee. All right. So I recently started watching Two Cool Moms podcast, but the trouble I'm having is I can't seem to stop feeding Joe little pieces of candy. It's getting out of hand. First it was the M&Ms, and now I'm going full Reese's Pieces. Help me.
It's great.
She's feeding you, I guess, while she's watching this.
Yeah. Because I do sit there with my mouth open a lot, like, what?
Mouth breather. How can she stop doing this?
Just stop. Or meet me in real life and just keep throwing candy at me. Those are the 2 solutions I like to this problem. Either stop doing this to yourself, or meet me in real life and give me some M&M Reese's.
Between M&Ms and Reese's.
Reese's Pieces, man.
Really?
100%.
I never got into Reese's Pieces.
Yeah. Really?
Never. I love a Reese's peanut butter
Talking
cup.
about the M&M though, regular or peanut?
Peanut,
yeah, of course,
always.
Right? If you don't have the yellow bag, get out of my house. I don't even know. And then you know what the M&M shit the bed on? The
What?
peanut M&M, which they tried to make of Reese's Pieces.
Wait, what?
I'm sorry, peanut butter M&M. You know the red bag?
They
the
did?
peanut butter M&Ms.
When did this happen?
They had a blink where they put a pretzel in it. You don't remember this stuff?
I got the pretzel
Yeah,
one.
you got the pretzel.
Not good.
No.
Did you like it?
No, I mean, you can't.
And I want it.
You can't. I wanted it to be good.
Yeah.
It's one of those situations where you're in something's corner and it just didn't land. Oh,
Like my fedora?
yeah, exactly.
I'll never wear it
The
again.
pretzel M&M is the fedora of candies. It's the Steve Byrne fedora.
I went and saw they have a white Reese's peanut butter cup.
Yes.
You see that?
Yes.
That's disgusting.
I will.
Why?
I know.
Why mess with the
I
classic?
will tell you, Sal was a bartender, and I didn't drink, but I used to like to go visit him at work. So one time I stopped at a gas station, and we were talking about different candies, what were the best.
Yeah.
And I said the Reese's line's unbelievable. There's no misses in the lineup, and he challenged me on that. And I went and bought $15 worth of Reese's. I bought everything in the 7-Eleven that was a Reese's at the time.
There's a lot.
And you don't know how. There's $15 worth of candies, and and we're talking. This is like early O's.
Right. Yeah.
Early 2Ks.
Yeah.
Right? So I line them up on the. I walked in with authority with a little plastic bag. He's sitting there doing his, Tom Cruise, Jimmy Cocktail stuff.
Yeah.
He sees me. I kick the door open like it's a saloon, like a tumbleweed comes through. It's like, doo-doo-doo. And I walk up. I'm like, oh, hee-haw. And I put down all the candies. And I'm like, test me.
Yeah.
Test me. And we went one by one. He stopped.
you did.
We went one by one, and there wasn't a miss in the lineup. This is in the early O's, though. I don't know about now.
Now I don't think you could, because I was at a fucking 7-Eleven or whatever. My bud and I, we had been drinking, and we were like, we were astounded at how many variations there are of Reese's. But you just get, by the way, the big cup. Have you had that?
Put with the peanuts in it? Have you done that?
With peanuts in
They
it?
do full peanut in the big cup.
No, come on.
Where are your balls? They're blown off. That's where they are. Don't even look for them. They're under the table somewhere. That is my favorite Reese's treat. It's called
Really?
It's called the peanut big cup.
Okay, I gotta
And
try this.
It's great. But the big cup just. Are you a peanut butter lover?
Well, not normally when it's Reese's.
Yeah. There's some kind of Reese's peanut butter, right?
And by the way, an ice cream with peanut butter in it? Or you don't do? Yeah.
I do ice cream with peanut butter in it. If
You're
I have
not
a
an ice
choice,
cream guy.
I'm not an ice cream guy. But if I'm forced, if I'm in a corner, my back's against the wall, I gotta get a cone.
He's a rat in a coffee can.
That's it, man.
He's gonna find his way out. Okay, well,
So
stop feeding
me,
Joe.
Stop feeding me.
Feed him to me, I guess. Hi, fave moms. Ever, okay, wait. This is worded weird. Tiana?
Yes, Tiana.
Tiana. Hi, fave moms ever. Okay, the I's just there. How do I get over a man that broke my heart? Right to the.
Oh, that's it. That's
it.
That's full stop. That's it.
That's it. How do I get over a man that broke my heart?
Find a new one and break theirs. Just even the score. You're down 1-0. It's the second
That's right,
inning here.
yeah.
Step up to the plate, Tiana.
In the scoreboard of life.
Scoreboard of life. You're gonna have to catch up.
We've all been there.
Everybody's breakups and all that is part of life, and some of them hurt more than others, and some of them sting, some of them you forget, some of them you don't. So it depends on the level of this hurt. Because right now, while you're in it, it might feel like it's the biggest hurt ever, but in 6 months when you're with somebody new, it might be it might just be a fleeting memory. I hope it's that for you. I hope it's not something that sticks for a long time. But I always say the best way to do it is just be in touch with your feelings and realize what you're hurting about. Are you hurting about, or do you miss that person genuinely, or are you hurting because you're alone now? There's a big difference there, right? Mm-hmm. If you don't like being alone,
right,
and that's why you're hurting,
right,
there's a different way to solve that, right?
Sure.
Get out there, meet people. If you're hurting because you feel like this person, your life is not complete without this person, there's a different process you have to go through there.
Whiskey.
Yes.
I've always found is very helpful.
Whiskey's the designated hitter for you.
Always coming off the bench.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
No, but I as much as it does suck to go through a breakup, and obviously I think she was at the receiving end per how this is worded. She was broken up by him. Mm-hmm. It's so easy to say this as someone that's not in your situation, but I have been in this situation many, many times. And every relationship that didn't work out was another lesson of learning, okay, these are the boundaries that I'm willing to accept or not. So I always learned something from every relationship I always had, which it sucks. I get it, but you're kind of better for it, to be honest with you.
100%.
I know it's easy to say those things, and it's harder to hear, right? But
here's the other thing that people say that I don't agree with, and it might not be a popular opinion.
Sure.
But people say things like, it wasn't anything you did, or it's not. Don't worry, they just weren't you. It's them, or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. But maybe use this opportunity to look in the mirror and be like, is there something that I need to work on in myself
Right.
Have I learned anything here?
Yeah.
Have I learned to maybe communicate better or to not make assumptions that people know what I'm thinking? Should I, or not make the assumptions that I know what other people are thinking? I think there's always a learning process in a breakup. And I think that's a pinnacle. You have a moment there to really take a look. And sometimes there's not. Sometimes it's just a reason this guy or girl was a dope and it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
But sometimes there is. So
Yeah.
I feel like don't brush it under the rug, the breakup. Try to learn something from it because it'll make the hurt feel worth it.
And if you really want to get back at him, just like bang 3 of his friends.
3's the bare minimum in this situation.
Absolutely. Get them all talking.
Get them talking. That's what you're gonna want to do here. You want to get them talking, Tiana. You want to be the water cooler chat. That's the really way to get over the hurt.
But Tiana, our heart goes out to you.
Yes, for
we
sure.
hope you come out of it the other end better, and and you're going to meet somebody great. He's right around the bend.
Bigger, better things, we hope.
Okay, next question. Here we go.
All right.
I have a 5-year-old who just started elementary school. She's learning tons of things from her peers. She came to me and said, "Mommy, what does dead mean?" And then she said, "Are you going to be dead?" Now she's terrified that we're all going to die. How do we navigate this? I just did this with my son recently.
All right, great. Go ahead. Hit him.
He's understanding, and my daughter, I remember having this conversation with too. I think it's around 5 or 6. That's when kids kind of, and that makes sense, right? And I remember being a kid, crying in the back of my station wagon, thinking, "Oh my God, my parents are going to die, and I don't want my parents to die." And I was crying about it. And there was solace in my folks, and they were saying, it's okay. It's part of life and all this stuff. And I kind of reiterated the same things to my son. He's just sitting there and he's crying, and I go, "Kent, I just give him a big hug, and I go, I appreciate that you want me to be around, but it is part of life, and I'm going to be around as long as I can for you, and I love you so much, and as long as I'm here, I'm always going to love you." And we just kind of like had a nice moment, but I think that that's something that every parent goes through for sure. Absolutely. It's I think all you can do is just console and be supportive, but don't like sugarcoat it and pretend like it's not an option. Obviously it is, right? But it's like, let's watch Bambi.
Yeah. Cue up some
Let's watch
Bambi.
Lion King.
Yeah.
That's a recurring theme in every Disney film.
But a lot of death in there.
A lot of death.
Yeah. Yeah, I had or adopt old dogs, because that is how my children learn about death. Like Milana's favorite dog, Zeppeli, died, and she goes, "Oh, where's Zeppeli?" I said, "He's dead." And she goes, "Well, what's that mean?" I said, "You're never going to see him again." And she cried.
You just get right to the point.
I got to it. And she cried a little bit, and she's like, "Oh," I said, "It's okay though, but you remember him, right? And you love him." And she still to this day loves him and remembers him. Oh. And it became just a staple in the house that sometimes the dogs, they're having a great time and then they won't be here anymore.
Sure.
And it just became that. And then with my parents being dead, that's when the question came. It was like, I had pictures of my parents up, and she's like, "Oh, did I ever meet Grandma?" I said, "No, Grandma was already dead when you were born." Sure. And she said, "Oh," and I was like, "But I could tell you all about her." And I tell her about her and stuff. And then she said to me, she's like, "Are you going to be dead?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm going to be dead." I said, "But I'm not now." And she goes, "That's right, you're not now." I said, "No." I said, "So while we're here, let's have lots of fun." I said, "But someday when I'm gone, I'll be gone, and you'll just have to remember me and remember everything we did together." And that was the conversation around it. But my kids really did learn through addressing death. And I think you need to, and I don't think the one thing that gets weird for me is like, how old's a kid when you bring him to a funeral or a wake? Like, I see some kids that are at a funeral or a wake of like an aunt of someone, and I'm like, why is this kid here?
Sure, yeah.
You want them to remember them throwing them up and down and playing with them or whatever. You don't want them to remember them in a box. It's really weird, And we ran into that a little bit with my mom, because my mom passed away. My nieces and nephews were a little younger, and my sister was like battling with it. And I was like, don't bring.
Yeah, that's a good point. I never even.
Yeah, so that's where it gets a little weird for me, because that is not explaining life and death as much as putting them in a situation where they have to try to process the thing by themselves.
Sure.
A conversation around it, I definitely am all for it. I think honesty, and also using the tools. Like, we made a joke, but people die in movies.
Yeah.
Things, like Bambi, Lion King. I mean, I can't believe Mufasa and Lion King. Sorry for the spoiler alert. But when that happened as an adult, like I was older, I was like, I was in my 20s when it came out or whatever. And I was like, wow. I was like, that really hit.
Yeah.
And
I mean, the first 10 minutes of Up.
Yeah.
It's like,
real downer.
Even thinking about that, I could well up. Right. I'm like, they nailed
it.
That montage. It's beautiful. It's heartbreaking.
Right.
And
You
it is
really
part of
feel.
it. But my son, when he was like, "What is death?" I said, "Come tonight to my show and you'll see exactly what death is."
Wait till Daddy starts working.
Yeah.
And I will show you what that is. I mean, I'm trying to think if I remember my first experience with that.
The Sixth Sense. When he's like, "I see dead people," I'm like, "Oh, you've been to my shows."
He's holding a ticket stub to Steve Byrne live in Tacoma.
He's wearing my merch.
I heart Steve Byrne. I see dead people. That's a really funny meme. We should make that meme. Somebody make that for us. And please post it and tag us in it. Oh, that's really funny. He's wearing your merch is the funniest thing you've ever said on this show.
It only took 8 episodes, right?
Oh my God! Finally, you got one, pal. Oh man, no, I love you. I think you're very funny. That was really funny, though.
Thank you.
That was next level. That was a joke when you said it, like you appreciate it as a comedian as well, and that was really funny. Oh, I see dead people on Fridays at the Comedy Cellar. Oh, that's funny, man. That's funny. See, look, you can laugh about death.
Yeah.
Let your kid watch this. We did a great job. Put the 5-year-old. Dead means gone forever. Dead means they're out. You ain't seeing them again. Love your Uncle Joe. I'm sorry, your cool mom and your Aunt Joe. But Mom, Aunt Joe said that they're dead. They're gone forever.
All right. It's coming to us from Shannon. Mm-hmm. Hey, mommies, I'm about to be 25. Congratulations. And I never experienced living alone. I went to college close to home, so I've lived with my mom my whole life. I live in the LA area, and the living expenses plus my income here just don't allow me to have room to experience living on my own. I pay my way for pretty much everything except rent. I have a 2-part question. 1, any financial tips on how to save while still being able to go out and enjoy my 20s, especially since 2 years of it was taken away? That's a great point. My heart goes out to her. 2, how can I try to spend some time living alone without breaking the bank? Okay, so how do you save and how do you spend time living alone without breaking the bank?
It's interesting because we just had this conversation not too long ago. This is the first time in my adult life that I'm living alone. I'm truly living alone for the first time in my life. I always had a roommate, and then I was married and had kids. Yeah. And then when I moved out, I'm the first time living alone. I'm 46 years old.
Wow.
Which is interesting because I also lived with my mother in my 30s. And so like I basically always had a roommate. And I went away to college. So the first time I'm living alone from 18 years old is 46 years old.
Holy cow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is wild. I never
First time ever.
That.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm experiencing a different type of weirdness with it. But just for your point about the saving, it all comes down to your whole question just revolves around making concessions. You have to, what's important for you? What's important to do? Do you want to spend money going out with your friends and have a smaller apartment? Do you want to have a bigger apartment you're happy to spend time in? Where are you going to spend your money? You have a limited resource, and it's just all about allocation. So I think that's the main thing that comes to my mind, first of all.
Yeah, LA's tough, too. I mean, that's another piece of the puzzle that's like, wow, it's really pricey. I just saw something today. Somebody posted, it's $8.25 a gallon.
Yeah.
Of like the cheap stuff.
Right.
$8.25.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being a college kid
trying to do that
in a town, or just anybody that you got a name tag and you got to go to work? Oh my God!
Yeah. After taxes, it's taking you 3 hours to make up a gallon. It's crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nuts.
I went to the gas station. I put my credit card in. I put my zip code in, and then I was approved for the loan. Hello, guys,
there he is. Stop
I can't do it.
All of you, stop.
It's for you. Okay, I'm going to a wedding. They're registered at Shell and BP. Guys, stop. Stop. Make me stop it. So,
they're registered at Shell. That's great. Yeah. Well, first of all, you're in a tough town.
That is.
If you're going to try to live alone, like maybe you move to a cheaper town. I get.
You got to have a roommate, though.
Yeah, you got to.
In your 20s in LA, you're gonna have a roommate, most likely. Yeah.
You have to. I think.
And yeah, you do want to go out. You want to have fun, but you're gonna be with like-minded people, and you're gonna find a great core of friends, and she probably already has them.
Yeah.
But I think when you start branching off into adulthood, and she's 25, that's what sucks, right?
Yeah.
Imagine being 25 and you lose 2 years because of COVID.
Crazy.
That's fucking
What
awful.
I'll say is, if you live with the right people, it doesn't feel like a burden. I will also say this because I'm thinking back on all my roommates.
Yeah.
And they are literally my best friends, right?
Yeah.
Murr, Joe the Fish, Justin, Like all these guys are my guys. Like they're my best friends that I've lived with, and so it doesn't have to be a burden. I guess you just have to get somebody that you could live well with.
Right.
And also the other thing is a roommate does add value, right? Somebody to split the cost with. You can afford a bigger place. You know, there is things there. You know, you could find a silver lining of having to have a roommate. And what I would say is don't put yourself in a financial situation strapped so you could live on your own, because then you're just going to be unhappy in an apartment by yourself.
That's true. You don't want to be underwater.
Yeah.
If you're underwater.
Unless you're a scuba diver, and then I don't know what you do professionally. I'm registered at Shell.
Sorry, I hung you out to dry.
No. Oh, I get it, because I was on the water.
Hey!
All right.
There
I'll
he
be
is.
back in 8 months. We don't have insurance. We don't have insurance. We don't have insurance.
All right, here we go.
What?
Well, Shannon.
What happened?
Well,
Nothing happened.
What happened?
What? It looks better? Okay, we corrected it. Thank you.
Shannon, we wish you all the best. By the way, that's great advice. And I think the roommate situation is spot on. You want to, that's not something to be taken lightly, by the way.
Yeah.
I've got a few friends in LA, and, you know, over the years, I've had many a call of like, my roommates drive me fucking
You're
nuts.
out, yeah.
Just like, oh my God, just really, really, that's something you really want to kick the tires on.
Would you and I make good roommates?
I haven't had a roommate for a long time.
Okay, so let's play a fun game.
Okay.
Okay, let's go back to 25-year-old Steve
Oh, I'd be the best.
and 24-year-old Joe. 23-year-old, 24-year-old.
I bet you'd be a killer roommate. You'd
I'm
be the
a
best.
fantastic roommate.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, would we have so much fun?
Well, yeah, I think so. I was always game for anything.
Right.
And the thing about me when I was 24 is that I drank a lot less.
Yep.
I was a lot more active.
See, I think that's where we would miss. Like now, if I had young Steve, I'd be like, "Oh, this guy's way too active." And if I have old Steve, it's like, "Oh, this guy's always too drunk."
But I'm very clean.
Yeah, me too.
Very orderly.
Do you cook?
I do love to cook.
I love to cook too.
I always cooked in college.
I cooked with all my roommates pretty much. Yeah.
I'm gonna leave my wife and kids for 8 months.
We'll give it 8 months, and then you go back if it doesn't work out.
yeah.
And just come back with a,
Like
a
nothing
fedora on,
happened.
some glasses, and be like, "Hey, this is the way it is now. Daddy's home, ding dong." Thanks so much for joining us, everybody.
These two cool mommies love you, so show us some love.
Please rate us, review us, follow us on all social media, and subscribe to our YouTube.